Sometimes a little change is good, no? It gives you the opportunity to move ahead in life, to grow and discover, to reach new bolder milestones, while still holding true to everything you stand for.
IDBI Federal has now changed to AGS Federal. It's the same old company but with a bold new outlook.
हैदराबाद में बैठकर लखनऊ से कबाब का लुत्फ, जनाब यही है जन्नत।
जस्ट माई रूट्स, लालच को पंख लगाओ, किसी भी शहर से खाना मंगाओ।
Hello and welcome to this very special episode of Backstage with Boria with somebody I consider family, very close friend, brother, David Warner, now with the Delhi Capitals, already won them a game, looked excellent, batted till the 15th over, looked the David Warner we know. How was it? I mean, winning that game for Delhi Capitals, playing that innings, some excellent shots. Just tell me about the momentum. Winning IPL matches on your own, something you're used to do. It was a great effort. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, look, I think first and foremost to get a win on the board after rejoining Delhi, who's now Delhi Capitals. It's great to be back. Absolutely loving the environment. Obviously, under Coach Ricky, exciting players, and obviously my partner at the other end, Prithvi Shaw. As I always said, it's a team collective, and to have him going off the last two games that I've been involved and have time at the other end to actually build an innings when you've got a player of his talent at the other end makes your job a lot easier. And to get a total of, I think it was 215 on the board was fantastic. Obviously, the last few overs with Axar and Shardul, hitting the boundaries and clearing the ropes was a great thing for us. And I think in Brabourne Stadium that everyone knows that 200 is probably a par score, given how fast the outfield is. But our bowlers were fantastic. We executed very well. We took early wickets, and we broke that key partnership up with Shreyas Iyer as well. So, look, all in all, it's great to be back. It's great to be here, part of the IPL again. And, it's good to hit something out the middle.
David, just tell me a little bit. I don't want to go back to what happened, but based on what had transpired last year, to be able to come back and within one game win this, just mentally, having gone through what you had gone through, and we've spoken many times, how important was this win for you, the player, and the leader? Because clearly you are a leader within that dressing room also, senior pro. How much did it mean to you?
Look, obviously it means a lot, because we're trying to achieve one thing, and that's to try and win the IPL. And that's always the goal. Doesn't matter what team you're playing for, and you want to do as well as you can for the team. As being one of four overseas players to be a part of the team as well, you've almost got that extra responsibility to do well. So, for us, it's about still learning. Each new team's got new players as well. So, from that point of view, it's new matchups within different teams as well. So, for myself to get that win on the board, to put some runs on the board as well, like I know what I'm capable of doing, it's fantastic.
And I've asked you this question offline. Clearly on the field, you and Rishabh Pant seems to be gelling extremely well. There's banter, there's fun, there's smiles, there's a lot of talk going on. How is Rishabh as captain? And give us an insight into Rishabh Pant, the man.
Yeah, Rishi is, he's a lovable character. He's an exciting player, very talented player. and he's just very playful. He's always smiling. You never see him not smile. Always got the guys around him. And if we're not playing cricket, we're either playing TT or we're playing Curran or whatever it is. We're doing something to make us to pass time. But on the field, obviously it's very busy. Him being a keeper and a captain and trying to set fields and make bowling changes, it's very difficult. So you need to help as much as you can. I always field it mid-off, so any messages that he needs me to relay to the bowlers, I will. Axar, obviously being a senior player as well, will talk a lot to the Indian fellas as well. And it's just about managing time between overs because, there's a lot of dew as well. So we have a responsibility as players to try and dry that ball as much as we can so the captain can set fields, do the bowling changes and speed up that process because you fall behind time, the captain can get a match ban. So we've got to be very, very careful of that.
David, Delhi Capitals has been one side since it changed its name, since Parth and the JSW also entered the fray. It has been one team that has brought in a lot of passion for Indian sport. They are in football, they are in cricket, be it their high performance center in Bellary. It is one institution that is doing a lot for Indian sport. How is the atmosphere like? Since joining the team, give me a sense of Delhi Capitals, whatever you have experienced so far.
It is a real family, and the genuine care that everyone has for each other is absolutely amazing. From the top to the players, everyone just cares for each other. And that's the most important thing when you're playing in team environments. If someone doesn't do well, everyone gets around that person until the next game. We've got to keep the team morale boost up. It doesn't matter if you do well or if you fail, everyone genuinely cares and wants to help each other out. And that's one thing that I've noticed which is amazing in this environment. And it's credit to obviously the owners who are in partnership. Obviously they're doing a fantastic job together. Obviously Coach Ricky, you obviously have senior players as well that are here. And even before this year, they said nothing has changed. Everything is exactly the same. And that's the way it will be going forward.
Maybe a word on Ricky. You and Ricky, I know, share a great bond. We've spoken about this 1 million times. But a word on Ricky under his coaching directly. Give me a sense about Ricky Ponting, the coach.
Yeah, look, Ricky, from a coaching point of view, obviously got a lot of knowledge about the game. He's a very, very smart operator. Even when he captained the game for Australia, he just had this instinct to make changes and things would just happen. Obviously had a very, very good team, but when the team wasn't going as well, he knew exactly what the team needed and required away from the game as well. And I think that's exactly here. All he wants to do is help each individual get better and become the best that they can be. Obviously 11 players only go into an Indian cricket team, but he wants every single player that he coaches to play for their national team because that's what he's about. He loves coaching. He'll be the last person to leave the nets all the time. He walks in there, he challenges the batsmen, challenges the bowlers, and he always just wants the help, and that's the care factor. He really, really cares about each individual. He'll pull you aside. He'll, if you've got a sad look on your face, what's up? Smile. He's just like a big, likable character. And for me, it's great to be, under him. I've obviously played with him. I've worked alongside him before. And it's just like having a real good mate on tour. But obviously the respect there as a coach, I have 100% respect for Ricky and the job that he's doing.
Terrific. And you've already alluded to it. Prithvi Shaw, all of us know he's a bundle of talent, but does that change your role? For example, for the Sunrisers, you had to be the enforcer also. So score aggressively, bat aggressively, because the team did not have that kind of firepower. But with Prithvi Shaw, so a word on Prithvi Shaw, and does this change your role as the senior partner? Can you more play the sheet anchor? Thoughts on that?
Yeah, look, I think I look back at Prithvi and the way that Shikha went about their game. It was quite similar. Shikha took the back seat if Prithvi was going off, but then if Shikha was going off, Prithvi still played his game. And you don't want to go away from that. That's his game. That's his style. He's got fast hands. He plays that way. So he just plays his way. And for me, if the ball's in your area, the same thing. I'll play the exact same way. And we have to build build an innings as well. So if he gets out, then I look to anchor the rest of the innings, and that's how it's always been. I think a lot of teams have those players in their lineup. Obviously, Kane for SRH. I think KL has done it for Kings 11 before, and with Lucknow. You always need someone there to actually anchor that, because you never want to lose 2 wickets in a row. That's one thing that we don't like. It's about getting through the power play with minimal damage, especially while the ball's swinging here, and some of the wickets are a little bit greener than normal, because obviously there's a lot of cricket to be played, and we want them obviously to last the entire duration. So, there's a few elements there which is great and it's exciting.
Yeah, and one of the elements has to be the dew. Because clearly you were rubbing the ball, getting it dry, trying to. How does one deal with so much dew? I mean, clearly the philosophy so far has been wind toss, bowl first, clearly exploit conditions. But, I was speaking to Rashid, trying to understand what a bowler does with so much dew. But if I want to understand from you, as a teammate, how do you help a bowler out? What do you do with so much dew around?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, because, we've played in dew conditions before, but it seems to be very one-sided when it comes to you win the toss and you bowl. But you saw last night with Chennai, like, if you get 2 set batters and you can score 200 plus, doesn't matter how much dew there is. If you bowl 1 or 2 very good overs and take wickets, you can win the game. You can shut the game down. Like I know our game was a day game, but we put 200 runs on the board. It's a high-pressure situation to chase 200. So, we didn't get enough runs on the board when we played against Lucknow, but we took it down to the last couple of balls.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it's pressure, and you can't control the dew. It's irrelevant. If you bat first, you got to get through the first 6. That's going to be challenging because the ball can swing. But then at the back end, you can capitalize if you got wickets in hand. Yes, you have to dry the ball as much as you can. In some instances, when we played Lucknow, I had to dry the ball every ball, because I've never seen anything like it. The dew was crazy. But that's where time allocation comes in with the umpires and everything. But it's out of our control. We can only control when the bowlers get the ball in their hand, deliver the best ball they can. Yes, the umpires can change the ball. They might change it once or twice. But we've got to deal with that. You practice like that. You can't just go to practice and go, I'll get a brand new ball and we'll just practice with a brand new ball. You have to practice with a wet ball, because you're going to get that at most night games. So you need to practice that, and simple as that.
You play RCB next. You and Virat, 2 of the most successful batters in IPL history, come against each other. Played a final before. 2 of the best batters in that year. 973 and 848, if I remember from memory. The amount of runs the 2 of you scored, 2,000 almost. Thoughts about it? Good side RCB, and of course, you and Virat, a contest within a contest.
Yeah, it is. That year, he got to bat first a lot. I had to chase a lot of runs. So, on us two, yeah, exactly. We're obviously we're ultra competitive, but all we want is the best for our team and to do the best we can for the team. So, we've always had that hunger and desire to win games, and as I said, we're very competitive. They've got a very good lineup. Their bowling lineup this year is probably much stronger than they have in the past. Obviously, tragic news with Rishabh Pant, and my condolences go out to the family. He's obviously a big part to their team as well. So, from our perspective, it's about going out there and putting our best foot forward, smile on our face, playing together as a team. And I think most important, and I've seen a lot of it so far in the games, catches win matches. There's been a lot of drop catches so far.
Yeah, why? Because that was my last question. Because under lights, why? I mean, that's very important, especially for Indian domestic boys. And I'm seeing it more. Are they not used to it? Is that a reason? Do they need more practice? What's going on?
I think the lights are quite bright, especially DY and in Brabant. The lights are it's quite dark when you're in the outfield. So the element of the ball in a grandstand it's hard to get depth. So when the ball gets hit, you've almost got to double check yourself whether you can chase it. But when the ball goes in the air, because the ball is wet and it's darker, it's hard to see with the night sky. And I think a lot of the catches have been really, really high balls. But what's happening is that a lot of sweat is on your hands. there's obviously the ball's coming down and you're running at the ball. If you can keep as still as you can and catch the ball in a nice postured position, you probably won't drop it. But it's very difficult at the moment with sweaty hands to try and keep your hands dry to catch those balls. So there has been some sitters, which is a non-negotiable, but there's been some ones that have been challenging as well.
Okay. Last two. One, you became a cult in Hyderabad with all the pushpa moves and everything else and all that you've done. What's the plan for Delhi? This is a Nai Delhi. What is the plan? What is the extra cricketing David Warner that Delhi Capitals will see? Have you given it a thought now that family is also in India?
We're going to, I think we might be doing one tomorrow. We might do Gymkhana. Obviously another South Indian Tollywood song. But for us, it's about giving back to the fans. I love the dancing. I've always loved it as a kid. Obviously fans like seeing it, and it's everywhere. Everyone loves, in this country, one thing I love about it, it doesn't matter if you're feeling down or what, you dance, everyone dances. It just makes you feel like you're so happy all the time. And that's one thing I absolutely love about coming here, is knowing I'm going to have a good time and always have a smile on my face.
Fabulous. Last one, Davey. Wish you all the very, very best for the IPL. I mean, you've always been a great ambassador for our sport, and I keep telling you this. That's what matters to me. Is this IPL any extra special because of what has transpired? Back to Delhi, there's something in it for David Warner. He's done it in the World Cup, best player. He's done it for Australia. Does this complete the cycle, doing it again for Delhi in this IPL?
Yeah, look, for myself, I think it's a good change. It almost revitalizes and refreshes you. You always, you never want to be too familiar with an environment always. So I think it's good with a fresh start, new guys around. It gives you a sense of more excitement as well, because it's a foreign environment. Obviously, a lot's changed here since I was first here, and I'm excited for what it brings with me. And it's inevitable that I'm getting older as well. So it looks like I definitely will be playing out my last IPL days with Delhi, which is going to be fantastic. Where it started, where I finished, it's a great story, and I love it.
Absolutely a great story. And maybe your 100th test match also against India in India this winter. That will be another great story. So thank you very much, David Warner, for your time. Hopefully, when you win the IPL, another 15 minutes. That will be a request to Suprita and to you, to her as well, for making this possible, to everybody in your management. Appreciate you joining me. Thank you very, very much, and you know it. Wish you the very best from my heart. All the very best, David Warner. To you and the family. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mario. Thanks, mate.
It's gone to short cover.